All right, boys, is the nightmare finally over? Can we finally get back to winning ways with Liverpool FC? I think we can. I'm happy to be making a positive video today. I'll be very honest. And the boys looked good. They looked much better than they did the past 4 games combined. Shaky started first, and I'm thinking, oh man, what am I going? How am I going to approach this next video? But thankfully, we pulled it out. We came, back from behind and routed this really poor Frankfurt team. And let's not get ahead of ourselves. This Frankfurt team is not very good, right? So although this is a great win, although we do look promising, although a lot of things that have been plaguing us seems to are finding a remedy in this new adjusted formation, we can't take this too far. Let's take it one step at a time and slowly rebuild. But there's one thing that I will say that I know is not going to be super popular with a lot of the fans. And it pains me to even say this, but Liverpool FC look 10 times the team that they are with Mo Salah off the field than they do with Mo Salah on the field. And that Mo Salah, at least in this moment right now, cannot be considered a starter for this team. And I've been saying this for a long time, even in the contract talks, even when I was calling for him to get a contract in, I always knew in my mind, at least, that the drop off was going to come. The drop off was going to happen with Mo Salah. It was going to happen sooner or later. How steeply and how sharply that drop off was going to be, no one knew, right? No one knew. And it seems like it is a little bit steep. He looks a shadow of his former self than he did last season, which was just an unbelievable bonker season, best season that he's had in probably in his entire career since his first one at Liverpool. But I always knew that there was going to be a time where the production would have slowed down. It's probably not going to stop. Mo is going to hit a vein of form. He's just a quality player. He's going to have to take the Kobe approach. He's going to have to take the Ronaldo approach, the Messi approach, all of the great players that we see in every single sport. LeBron, Tom Brady, whatever, whoever it is, you name them. All of these great players have learned to adjust their game as they got older. Ronaldo was no longer a winger after his knee injury. He said, I'm going to be the best out and out 9 that I can possibly be and be one of the best finishers that you've ever seen in the league. Messi, same thing. When that pace kind of went, his acceleration is still there. His agility is still there. He moved more inward. He became more of an attacking midfielder than a winger. Kobe is the same way. Stop being so explosive and bouncing all over the place and started working on that mid-range stuff that ages well in football. I look at a player like Harry Kane, who's thriving right now. He has adjusted his game. He's always had these folds in his game, even when he was younger, right? But the way that he's playing now, to be able to get more involved in the game, because he knows that his passing range is going to stay there. As a footballer, your passing range stays there. Your technical ability stays there. But your pace, your strength, your ability to get off the mark as quick as you used to get, beat players, all of those types of things, be physical. That stuff doesn't stick around forever. And Kane is a great example of adjusting his game. He almost plays as a DM now, right? That goes into the box and gets goals, right? I think Salah is going to have to make a similar transition. No, he's not going to be a DM, but I do think he needs to be a false 9 now. And we saw a little bit of that in the second half where he was playing a lot tighter to the forward, right? He was playing inside right versus hugging the touchline like he so loves to do and has he's been trying to do. And I think you let Connor Bradley, you let Frimpong, and hopefully he recovers quicker and sooner rather than later. You let those guys run that damn wing, bro. You saw what happened today when Connor Bradley was given a license to actually get forward and it produced the best parts of his game, which I think is his attacking. He was so much better than he has been in the last 4, 5, 6 games because Mo Salah was out of the way. And that is no disrespect to Mo Salah at all. Please do not take that personally or take that the wrong way. But every team eventually matures past star players, and it takes a brave coach and a smart backroom to recognize that, and a humble superstar to understand that he has to adjust and change his game. Does that mean that he can't be a starter for us anymore? No, because I think if he adjusts and changes his game the way that Kane was able to do, the way that Ronaldo, the way that Messi was able to do, all of these great players were able to do. Steven Gerrard even, right? Steven Gerrard even adjusted and changed his game and became a DM towards the end of his career. He changed his game multiple times throughout his career to contribute to the team and not be selfish. I think he can stay in this squad. I think he can stay as a starter as a false nine. But I do want to know, who was your man of the match today? Mine was Dominik Szoboszlai, hands down. I'm sorry. That's my boy. That's my dog. He's showing that he's undroppable. And tell me what your ideal Liverpool formation is. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I want to know what your starting 11 is, your ideal starting 11. No bias. No bias. I don't want to see no Salahs in there. Maybe there is some Salahs, right? I honestly wouldn't even put Chiesa in my starting 11. Maybe I'll put it down below. I'll put my ideal starting 11 down below. You guys tell me what you guys think about it. And then maybe we can have a good discussion. Because right now, Isak isn't firing. Hugo Ekitike looks undroppable. Gakpo looks really good, despite some of you guys not agreeing in here. But I think he's been one of our best performers this entire season and has some of the most goal contributions this entire season and is putting in effort. And by the way, we need to keep him on corners. Beautiful crosses going into the box. Same thing with Szoboszlai, who I will talk about in a second about our midfield. But we looked very good today. Fluid, swapping positions back and forth, being flexible. Everything that you want to see in this Liverpool side, the normal Liverpool side, was back today, despite that first, section of the game, 10, 15 minutes of the game where we conceded. We were all over the place, crashing into each other and stuff like that, which I think is more of the formation change. A lot of the boys were used to the 4-3-3, where this was a 4-2-2-2, which we played with a little bit last season, right? With double tens and double forwards with Diaz and Salah in there. So it isn't like this formation is all the way new, but we just haven't played it a whole ton. And I'm glad to see it come back with the money on the field, right? That was like the big call from all of us in the past handful of games, is that put the money on the field, put the guys that you paid all this money for on the field. And they did that. Hugo had an excellent goal today, a great game. Florian Wirtz grew into this game, had a rocky first start, but grew into this game, and his play with Curtis Jones in the midfield and Szoboszlai, three very technical players that know how to keep the ball, that have passing range. It works with Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz and Maka actually have not clicked yet. And I think that's really what's been hamstringing in him a little bit. Florian likes to play little 1-2s around the corners with his fellow midfielders. He likes to just glide and flow. No point intended, right? And be able to drift from left wing to right wing like he was today and get into dangerous positions. Play little passes that open up shooting lanes like he did for Szoboszlai today. Play in passes from that right wing into Cody Gakpo's path to easy goals, easy tap-ins, right? That's how you get the most out of Florian Wirtz. And I don't think Arne Slot is a foolish and incompetent manager. You don't go from doing what you did last season to not knowing what you're doing anymore. I think, like I said in the last video, he is a young manager that is still finding his way and figuring out how to coach stars and figuring out how to get the best out of some of these players that he doesn't know very well, right? That he hasn't had a ton of time with. And he's got to figure out what makes them click and what positions and situations and scenarios they do best in. Today, I feel like we had a really great clue of what that could potentially look like in this Liverpool team. Isak was unlucky not to get a goal today. I know a lot of people are, on top of him for not being in great form. Honestly, some of the passing from deep in that midfield from Szoboszlai to Isak is the key. No more knocking it around the back. I don't want to see VVD on the ball so much anymore. Give it to Sabo. He can find that pass from anywhere on the pitch, and he was pinging them around. That Regista role for Sabo has been, he's played it before. I think he needs to stay there. I think that's his best position. He can play everywhere on the pitch. Does that mean that he should play everywhere on the pitch? No. I think his best position is that deep regista midfield role where he's able to receive the ball deep, scan the field, play the right pass, bing, in, bing, in. He's probably our most technical striker of the ball that we have on the team. He hits the ball so true, whether it's a pass or whether it's a shot. And that's what you need as a regista. Thiago-esque, right? The way that he's able to just ping these passes effortlessly with literally it takes no effort for him. He just puts that foot down and boom, it glides across the field. And that's what you want. Trent Alexander-Arnold like, right? The passing range from deep is going to unlock this team because then that creates space for Florian Wirtz to do his thing because now defenders have to respect the ball over the top. And we have one of the best guys that at turning players and getting behind the back line in Alexander Isak and one of the most technical forwards probably in the world right now in Hugo Ekitike. That is a nightmare to deal with for any team. You put those three with a Szoboszlai pulling the strings from behind them, with flying wing backs, you should be scoring for fun. And that's exactly what happened today. I'm very happy that he decided to make a big boy move, put Salah on the bench, and actually let these new boys do their thing. One thing that I did see when Salah came on, we went a little bit back to Salah FC. He's like a magnet, Mo is. He's a magnet. He just pulls the play towards him because of who he is, his legacy, how legendary he is. Players just want to find him. And we know the situation. We know Mo is in a great way. And they want him to score and feel good. And you know what I mean? He's a big, big part of this team. They try to deliver the ball to him, but right now it's just not clicking. And right now, Salah FC is not going to be the path forward for this Liverpool team. And I know Slot understands that. I know Slot knows that, but he's going to have to be bold enough to make the tough decisions to not let that overtake this season before it gets away from us. I said this in the Discord. I'll say it here on the video. PSG didn't have a great start to last season either. PSG was struggling in the league last season as well, and was hanging out towards the bottom of the UCL last season as well. But then Enrique got it together. He started playing with the formations. He started putting the right players in. He played Dembele down the middle instead of a winger. He started swapping Barcaloa back and forth on that wing. They bought in Kvaratskhelia in January. Maybe something similar happens with us. Semenyo, maybe. I don't know. I don't think we need to buy anymore, but the season isn't over. We got a lot of season left before we give up on this team. And I've been saying this to myself for the past couple weeks. These players are too good to not succeed. Regardless of who's going to lead them, this team will do well. Whether it's Slot leading them or another manager leading them, this team is too good to fail. And I don't think FSG is going to let this team fail. I don't think so. But it was a great start today. I do think Maka probably needs to take a benching. I think we need to stick with Szobo and Jones in there. Who knows how long Gravenberch is going to be out, but I think Gravenberch would thrive in this new look of midfield, especially as a ball carrier and less so as a number 6. I think the 6 in this team is Dominik Szoboszlai. I said it. I think the 6 in this team is Dominik Szoboszlai. Eats up ground, unlimited passing range, distance shooting, can deliver a ball from deep, very physical, boundless energy, can cover right back, can cover left back, smart, intelligent. It's exactly what you're looking for in a DM, if you want me to be fair. So let me know what you guys think down below. Great game. If you made it this far in the video, consider subscribing. It's the one free thing that you kind of get in this world today. But if that's not your vibe, that's not your vibe, and you just enjoy YouTube and love popping back in whenever that's fine too. No pressure at all. But I appreciate all of you. I cannot wait for this weekend. Liverpool back on a roll, baby. Let's string some wins in together. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. I will see you on the next one. Up the mighty, mighty Reds. Long may this form continue. We damn need it right now. You'll never walk alone, boys. Don't forget that, especially in a time like this. Peace.